We are the Nerd Eternal Network.
Hello and welcome to Icons of Wider World here on the Nerd Eternal Network. I'll be your GM for the day, Jason. And with me as usual will be Taylor, today playing Slapshot.
Howdy, howdy.
Mike, today playing Everlass.
Greetings.
Curtis playing Imudan.
Hola.
Anna playing The Alchemist. And Zach playing Wolf Witch. Collectively known as The Haunted. Now, the last time we played with these guys, you had fought wizards from another world, as well as a World War II villain known as the Reliquary. In that fight, the Reliquary had grievously injured Everlass to the point that she had vanished back to her. Would you call it a secret lair, or is it a temple somewhere?
I guess you could call. Yeah, I haven't yet come up with a name for the headquarters, so let's call it a temple for now.
Okay. And it is, if I remember correctly, located in the Egyptian land of the dead.
That is correct.
And I forget how they had come about it. May have been with some help from the Crucible and his crew. Some scrying or something. But I believe the rest of the party had figured out that that's where she was at.
Oh, cool.
And the general consensus was they were going to try to go in and find her. Because they didn't think she was actually dead, but they didn't know why she had wound up there. So it's been a couple of days, since the invasion. There's a lot of news and stuff. You guys are staying fairly busy. Let's see. There was some unfinished business. Oh, yes. I believe it was... Who was it that owned the magic shop?
That would be Wolf Witch.
That had the little assistant that she had, or, guy that worked for her that had, she had basically locked in the basement.
Yeah.
And if I remember right, had told him not to touch anything.
Yes, sir.
When Wolf Witch returns to her shop, the front of the building has suffered some damage. It's structurally sound, but there's some, cracks in the surface, broken windows. You're not sure exactly what went down in this neighborhood, but clearly there was some sort of fight, some sort of resistance to the invaders here.
Well, what they don't know is that the shop is insured for more than it's actually worth. I've made a profit.
Well, it's not completely totaled. They just have to come in and repair it.
And is the damage covered under your insurance?
Wendy is now concerned.
It might be considered an act of God.
Which one?
No. According to the heroes of Spear, it was a magician from another dimension, so does not fall under act of God.
You know how insurance companies are, though.
I'm not saying they wouldn't fight it, but in fact, some cities have already been declared kind of disaster areas due to the sheer amount of damage. Much like the government will sometimes do in a hurricane or something. So it's not that your insurance won't pay, it's that they're dragging their feet to wait and make sure your city's not going to be one of those that gets, declared a disaster area where the government will handle it. Because they don't want to pay out anything they don't have to. But that is unimportant at the moment. When you open your basement door, you find your employee, Seth, I believe his name was.
Something with an S, yeah.
Seth the Netcher, I believe it was. I've got it written down somewhere. He is laying unconscious on the floor. Several artifacts have fallen off shelves. None of the shelves themselves have fallen. And like I said, he's laying there unconscious. Got a noticeable kind of goose egg on his forehead, where something has clearly struck him, though you can't be sure which artifact it was.
Check for signs of life.
He's alive.
Seth, come on, wake up. Wake up.
You eventually get him roused up. He's like, oh, what happened?
Hello?
Okay, I heard you say hello. There was a blank spot before that.
Are you okay, Seth? Not seeing any colored lights, dancing figures, whispers from the dark abyss, nothing like that?
No. Everything started. The last thing I remember, everything started shaking and some stuff started falling. And I didn't know if I should try to catch it or let it fall because you said not touch anything, and then everything just kind of went dark.
You didn't make eye contact with the symbol monkey, did you? You did not make eye contact with the symbol monkey. Tell me you did not make eye contact with the symbol monkey. And she's shaking him at this.
That thing's creepy.
It is, isn't it? It's not magical. It's just weird.
Wait, why is it down here then? I just assumed it was like cursed or something.
Well, it really brings that one corner together.
No, it's ambiance. Okay. But no, you get him roused up. He seems to be fine. He takes the rest of the day, but the next day he'll come in and start helping clean up. I mean, probably not in the basement because that's you usually make that off limits to him.
Yeah. I think I'll actually give him the rest of the week off just to let him recover.
Okay. Well, in that case, you have a lot of cleanup, including having to pick up and recatalog all the stuff that was in the basement vault.
Is there anything missing?
Roll me an awareness.
Take a 20. You have time.
Wrong system.
Take a 6. You have time.
Would I be able to tap vendors of wares profane and mundane to give myself a little boost?
Yeah, if you wanted to spend a one of your oh so valuable determination on that, sure.
All right.
Don't act like we use that in combat.
You do sometimes.
Oh, so that'd be an 11.
There is one artifact missing.
Which artifact is it?
I mean, there's a few that were destroyed, that were fragile and destroyed or whatnot, but it was a golden ankh.
The golden
Or ankh.
hawk.
Ankh. Let me say it right.
Honk.
You didn't know what it did, other than it seemed to be fairly powerful. You think maybe it was tied to a deity. Maybe directly, or maybe just a religious artifact in general. Maybe it was just some old dude's holy symbol or something. You don't know. But it radiated power, and yeah, it's gone.
Ah, crap. And this is Ankh as in A-U-N-K, right?
Yes.
Alright. So, my new friend is trapped in the Egyptian land of the dead, and now an Egyptian holy symbol is missing?
Well, a lot of artifacts came out of Egypt,
Just an uncomfortable bit of overlap.
A little bit.
Wendy's gonna do something she's not gonna really like and write a letter to the Crucible letting him know that artifact is missing. Don't know what it is, but be on the lookout for it, just in case.
So you feel like your little letter, you hand it to an owl, it takes off with it. All right. Or, a postal worker, whatever, however you want to do it.
Just stick it in the post office box.
Put a post-it note on an arrow and fly it into the wind.
You just have to whistle the coordinates. Anyway. You don't have a lot of time to try to figure this out because you're supposed to be meeting up with the rest of the Haunted. You had wanted to track down Everlass, make sure she's okay. You don't necessarily know a lot about where her powers come from. I think you would have picked up on the fact that she's connected to the Egyptian Pantheon some kind of way. Certainly her costuming seemed to reflect that. So everybody that journeyed with you to this other world, meets up with the exception of the Monkey King. In addition to having other business, being a deity himself, he said he was fairly certain the second he stepped into the realm of the dead, it'd be the equivalent of like an international incident. Because he'd be stepping into somebody else's, realm. And that if there was any need for stealth there, he'd probably, he'd blow any chance of that out of the water. But the rest of you, I'm presuming, agreed to meet up in some location. Where would y'all have met at?
That's a good question.
I think Wendy might actually just offer up her shop as a meeting place because she's familiar with it. She's got it fortified if it needs to be, and she doesn't have to drag any equipment somewhere else.
What was the name of the shop?
Trishik's Occult and Supply Store. Occult Book and Supply Store.
What was that first word?
Trishik's. It's her last name.
Occult Book and Supplies. Occult Book and Supply Store. Alright. Not a bad location, because you'd have any supplies you might need to try to figure out what's going on, or try to get where you need to go. So, at whatever, day or two, however long y'all decided to wait. I doubt y'all waited too long, but is somebody scooting something across a desk? I keep hearing.
Oh, sorry. That might be me. I was just highlighting something.
Oh,
I just printed up an article on Anubis, so I apologize if I'm making noise. Let me mute myself up.
all right. All right. So anyway, y'all meet up at the shop. What are y'all gonna do?
Judge harshly. Quietly.
Oh man, this place is kind of a mess.
Yeah, there was a tussle down the a tussle on the streets.
See, I'm
Just
just
kind of sneer at the dusty shelves.
I'm sorry, do you see anything you wish to purchase?
Not from here.
wow, catty. I think
Sorry.
somebody's
We
jealous.
had my parents came surprise visit. It wasn't well, so I'm trying kind of channeling that.
I'm just picturing your character jealous because she can't cast actual spells. She can just do the transmutation stuff.
That'll work too.
You know, judging the dusty shelves, the one little rack in the corner that's got like copies of the craft for sale.
One little stand that just has Harry Potter wands on it.
You know, the touristy junk up at the very front of the store, basically.
They're my best sellers.
How do we plan to get to the land of the dead? I can actually dimension travel, but I cannot take others with me. And I mean, I don't know. It might be iffy if I could actually find the Egyptian land of the dead, but it's probably a popular place, so maybe not.
In theory, I could tap into your ability to slip between dimensions and enhance it enough to let us all go together.
Okay, now, Curtis, on your dimensional control,
Yes.
I don't see travel specifically.
That's he can it's not actually listed on the character sheet, and it should be. He can do the 3 to 6D or the 3D and up, and which is basically in the book 3 to 6 dimensions or 3 to 6.
Oh,
And 6 is listed as dimension travel.
okay, I got
It
you.
includes dimension travel, time travel, and then the fourth was the density that makes him strong.
Okay, I got you. All right, so Emodon is confident he can get himself, or relatively confident he could probably get himself there if he could find the place. But he's not sure about the rest of you.
It's just a jump to the left.
Or alternatively, could just brute force a portal there. It's not that hard to go to some place where the dead go. I mean, everyone goes there eventually. Getting back's always the pain.
Slapshot sits there for a minute. Well, really, it's about which one you tether your soul to, but, you know, none of us are Egyptians, and none of us are really tethered there.
Also true.
Oh, good. I was just spouting off BS. Well, that's the thing with Slapshot. The hockey stick tells him stuff. It ain't always right.
I just picture Slapshot over there playing with the Harry Potter wand while he's saying this.
No, he's being respectful, not touching anything. He knows magic exists, and this person has magic. He ain't touching stuff. Last magic thing he touched talks to him all day. Which he's friends with now, but still weird.
At least he's never alone.
Even when he'd like to be.
I'm sitting in my bed trying to sleep, and he asked me what Sesame Street is. Opens right up.
Well, yeah, maybe it likes to be propped in front of the TV, but it can't change the channel, so it's got to wake you up. Alright. So if anybody has got any occult knowledges they would like to pull together, or let's see, Umudan has got Umudan's got no specialties.
Yeah, I didn't buy any specialties for him.
Nice.
My only question there is, All right, your mind is a library of fiddle faddle. What is fiddle faddle? Just miscellanea.
A vast array of mystical lore.
Oh, let's see. With a 15. Taylor, does anybody else in the group know what the hockey stick is?
Right now, no, and that's up to them to investigate if they care to.
Okay. I just need to know what information he had or Wolfwitch had,
Because even Slapshot don't really know what it is.
other than just a magical.
Other than it is a magical tool that looks as what you need it to look like.
Okay. Let's see. With a 15, yeah, you could probably come up with something out of stuff here in the shop. Because you've got, let's see what rank he is. Yeah, you don't have any limitations on your magic that would limit you being able to do this. You just specialize in the shapeshifting. You realize that this would be a lot easier if you had like an object or something already tied to the Egyptian Pantheon.
And of course, that's what got stolen out of my shop. Fantastic. Is there any place I could get an object related to the Egyptian Pantheon on short notice?
Short of stealing one from a museum, not that you know of.
I hear there's an exhibit in Shreveport.
I'm not going to Shreveport. The last time I went there, I ended up smelling like crawfish and boudin sausage for a week. No.
Besides, there's both a space alien and a robot there. Clearly, it's a tech city.
Do we have to steal one? Could we just go to the museum and perform the ritual there?
You kind of have to schedule that.
Yeah.
Or else you're just kind of doing it illegal.
Yeah, actually, if you had the ritual prepared ahead of time, it would probably only take a few minutes to cast.
True.
You know, you have to draw on the ground with some chalk, but chalk cleans up pretty easy.
Maybe by the time security's there to stop us, we'd be gone.
All right, children, show of hands. Who's in favor of some petty vandalism?
Well, you know, you wouldn't have to damage the artifact itself.
I know, but still drawing a chalk circle on the floor. That's still vandalism.
What you call petty, some call fun.
Emudan is down for some fun vandalism.
Slapshot is quick to mention. I'm a superhero with a working relationship with the police right now. I would like to maintain that.
Clearly, you need a disguise.
I'm in a disguise.
Yeah, but that's the disguise the police know. Change hockey jersey so they think it's some other hockey motif superhero.
It's the wrong team. That could be Slapshot.
It's a jersey from a Russian. What's going on?
French coat.
Yeah, does Egypt have an official Winter Olympics hockey team? You could pass yourself off. Might be a little inappropriate, but
They have a hockey team.
Emadan will just make his own hockey jersey because he can change his clothes, and it's like a hockey jersey of a team called the Saints. A little halo over it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, Egypt's got a hockey team, and the logo is one of those kind of King Tut funerary somethings, but with a hockey mask where the face is.
Oh, nice.
That is amazing.
Apparently they are the pharaohs. That is brilliant. Oh, there's also a Cairo Anubis. Anubis, I don't know.
Oh, sweet.
Huh. Oh well, getting sidetracked. That was
A very good sidetrack. Very
Yeah.
interesting.
okay. All right, so you start poking around at spots you could go. Somebody give me an intelligence check, or what would it be? As you poke around to try to find exhibits that you could get access to that would not be heavily guarded, or... Yeah, I guess it'd be intellect rather than awareness.
I still say Shreveport because, I mean, somebody's already tried to steal that mask. Surely no one would try to steal it again.
There'd be an uncomfortable amount of heightened security around it if they haven't already moved it.
All right. So yes, the Shreveport exhibit does come up, as well as several museums around and about that have miscellaneous Egyptian artifacts. The artifact does not have to be magically connected. Just something of the culture would work. Magically connected would be better. But without going and examining the stuff closely yourself, you won't know what's magical or not, I mean, there's a couple of known, in the magic community, known artifacts in museums, but those tend to have, those tend to be the community, somebody in the community tends to heavily guard those areas. And you're not sure what you'd do if you showed up in their turf and started drawing on the floors. But yes, the Shreveport exhibit comes up. At the time we are at, no robbery attempt has happened yet.
Ah. Shreveport exhibit might be the best bet then, if we can get to it quick enough.
Meanwhile, so y'all start. That scene kind of ends with all y'all hunched over Wolf Witch's laptop or whatever. Looking up places online that you could go. Or if she's not tech inclined, maybe it's Seth's laptop and he left it by mistake.
No, she knows how to use a computer.
Okay.
She's old, but she's not tech illiterate.
That's fair.
How do you get into DOS on this thing?
You say that. A buddy of mine's 80-year-old father just got his first smartphone 2 years ago. And after the initial week of only being able to use emojis on Facebook, he has taken to it pretty well. So anyway, so Wolf Witch is old, but she has kept up, basically.
Yeah.
So that ends with y'all, looking over locations and kind of talking about the Shreveport, exhibit, since it's kind of set up in a temporary location. It's a moving, traveling one. And then we cut away to Everlass.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the land of the dead, when Everlass takes severe enough injury and goes to this secret location, what exactly happens to her?
So, basically, this is a temple that was set up by the deity that my parents, the cult in which I was raised, the Paragons of Order, were entreating when they sought to bind the spirit of the ancient Egyptian champion Zansu to Elena. And I've decided that this deity is Campushet, who is the serpentine daughter of Anubis. When I actually started realized I probably should read up on my Egyptian mythology again, since I was making a character based on it. I was reminded that Anubis isn't, traditionally at least, has not been depicted as a malicious or evil deity. But I figure either a lot could have happened between now and Egyptian times, or maybe there's someone else in charge of the underworld, or the Egyptian underworld. But at this point, I've decided that it was Kebeshet, the daughter of Anubis, who had aided the cult in bonding the champion spirit to Elena, which also means that she's going to inherently be at odds to some degree from her father, because I think at one point the last time I looked over my notes, I had established that that during her time in the afterworld, the champion Zansu had become betrothed to Anubis at some point. I think that was just kind of a one-off thought that I put down, and in any event,
well, if you ran with that, you could, it would give you a reason for Anubis to be after you without it necessarily being some evil plot, particularly.
That's true. That's very true. Yeah. Yeah. So let's roll it. What the heck? I don't even. Well, anyway. Yeah. So basically, this temple is a temple. Basically, I envision it as something that Kebeshet kind of created on her own, a temple to serve as Everlass's kind of refuge/way station if she ever gets really mortally wounded, because traditionally at least in the original envisionment of this character, because I think half my roster came up with characters from various Masks games, which is why half my characters are teenagers. Basically, the only time she enters into the headquarters is if she's on the verge of death, which conveniently happened in her debut, which was very gratuitous. And I kind of defined that as I also established that she has a performance limit, so technically she could perform some kind of ritual to make it back there. But I think the way I play it, if I could stunt the base power to have it become kind of like an emergency recall when she's on the verge of death. So, so this temple basically it's functionally it's like a superhero headquarters. It has whatever the mythological equivalent of staff and a computer and an infirmary are. And she has there's some various other abilities she can access, there's healing and precognition. I guess the computer would basically be the effect, the equivalent of a vast repository of occult knowledge, and not at a great power though, because the base power is only at 4. But yeah, that's basically the gist of it. Oh, I also have dimensional travel. Interesting. I guess I have to get back home somehow. But she's still pretty new. I'm pretty sure this is the first time she's actually in this. She may still be in the process of exploring exactly what she can do with this place. And I also have to determine what the staff is composed of. I don't know if that's like, I should look up the power again because I'm not sure if that means like one person, like it'll actually be Kevasha herself, or if I have like, I don't know, a minion of like hiding up people to help me out here.
Well, it's in the land of the dead. You could have spirits of the dead, previous cult members, or
Sure.
or ancient Egyptians tied to this deity.
Oh crap! What if my parents are here? Because I believe that we had established that their cult was pretty much wiped out by the Death Dogs, the cultists who were the antagonistic cultists that put her on the run in the first place. That'll be interesting. I don't know if you have any thoughts if you had any plans about how this would work, but that's something that just occurs to me now.
I would suggest not going with her parents not being there.
Okay. Yeah, let's keep it simple. You're right. That's a good point. Oh, H is for headquarters. That's what I'm looking for.
Maybe a new.
This is from.
Put the in-laws up somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe they're captives or something. But yeah, I took this from the H is for headquarters chapter of Icons A to Z, where it because one of the options for running headquarters is to treat it like a power. So staff personnel to take care of it. It may so it could be either. It could be. Let's keep it simple and just say it's. Well, she wouldn't be a staff. I mean, I don't see myself commanding. You know what? Let's keep it to like just maybe a staff of former dead, because then it could be people all throughout history who have actually had some connection to Egyptian mythology for whatever reason. That could be interesting. I certainly don't see Kevasha herself working as staff for this mortal superhero. In fact, I may not even know it's her who set me up yet. But yeah, that's the basic gist.
So if this is the first time she's been here, then yeah. Shortly after she's injured, Everlass wakes up in this place, in the infirmary. People in odd period clothing are working over her.
I envision people from various eras of the the millennia of Egyptian, which Egypt was at its mythological height. Maybe even there might be even occasional, I don't know, British archaeologist who was just super into the studying. Who knows? But yeah, stuff like that.
So when you wake up, there's someone in ancient Egyptian attire, and somebody that looks like a. Your first thought is that he looks like a museum professor from the 30s. Now he also looks Egyptian. But
so I wake up and I just do. I wonder, do I still have the what was it? Was it a power blast that took me out, or a stab?
It was the Reliquary spear.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was the actual gut piercing.
The museum curator looking guy's like, "Oh, excellent, you're awake. That was quite a wound you'd taken, and clearly from a divine weapon. How are you feeling?"
Well, I look down. I assume the wound's no longer there.
No, it is. Yeah, it is gone.
Okay, maybe I have do I have a scar? I can look.
That's up to you. How good is magical Egyptian medicine?
I'm gonna say that I think I would like there to be a scar, because maybe normal wounds it could heal completely, but this was kind of a heavy duty. I mean, it was a heavy duty occultist with a heavy duty artifact, and I'd like to think that even just for symbolic purposes, it will leave an ugly looking scar there.
Okay. So yeah, there's a line, and it's kind of pink, and like it's still in the process of healing, though it is all sealed up and it feels sore but usable.
Yeah, no, it's I still feel a little tender, but I guess I'm alive. Where am I? This doesn't look like a hospital. It actually looks Is this Oh, I think my assumption might be I might be at the headquarters of one of my fellow haunteds. Is this where the alchemist is the alchemist here? Is this their headquarters?
I am not entirely certain to who you're referring. And no, this place was made for you.
Made for me.
Yes.
Who made it?
How do you pronounce that name again?
Kebechet.
Kebechet.
I'm presuming. Yeah, I'm presuming that's how it's pronounced. It's Kebechet.
Let's see. Oh, yes, wife. Let's see. Daughter of Anubis. Referred to as the serpent who refreshes and purifies.
Well, living up to her name so far.
Yeah. Well, the whole reincarnating somebody would work into the refreshes pretty well.
Sure. The daughter of Anubis. She made this.
Yes.
How?
Yes.
What is how does she even know about? I'm trying to think of if she would have known. I think just for the purposes of, I think she would have known what was going on, because I assume that when she went through this whole empowering situation that her parent, I first see the cult list at least keeping her up to tabs on exactly what's happening to her, just in the interest of So I don't know that she'd necessarily be surprised that this was. I mean, she's surprised that this exists, but she wouldn't be surprised that Kevin Shit would have done this. It's quite an honor. Is she here?
Oh no, she does not visit frequently. We are located in the realm of the dead.
Whoa! So I am dead.
No. I mean, we are. He gestures to the other doctor. Have been for quite some time.
I guess I'm Elena, by the way. Hello.
Oh yes, we know. Thank you. I don't have names for these guys, but they'll give you names.
Sure. So you just you just live here? Live here?
Oh, we are caretakers of this place. We're here to aid you when you need it.
Oh, so I'm like your boss.
You bet it. The purifying serpent is really more of our boss.
Of course. Yeah, of course. I guess I'm more of your guest.
Well, our purpose here, our orders are to aid you where we can. I and my compatriot here have medical knowledge, so when you need that sort of assistance, we're here. There is other staff that can help you in research purposes, or things such as that. It's not a huge staff.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know if you're aware of what's going on back at our home world, but there's a war going on. There's an invasion. That's what brought me here. We're fighting the Reliquary. Do you know who that is? The Relic. She trips over pronouncing the word, because I trip over pronouncing the word. The Reliquary. Have you ever heard of that guy?
The Reliquary.
Yes.
Let's see.
He's the one who almost killed. He's the one who put me here.
He was short. I believe he appeared shortly after my time.
Yeah, World War II. Like, spoilers. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I guess that's beyond you at this point.
We are somewhat aware of what goes on in the world of living. So yes, he's a little after my time. He was well known in the magical community. He raided more than a few tombs here in Egypt. Well, not here in Egypt, but
he's part of the reason my family had to keep themselves underground. But he was helping out the invasion. I've got to get back to my. I don't. For all I know, they could all be showing up here soon. For all I know.
Unlikely unless they worship the Neteru. No, the Egyptian
Oh,
Pantheon.
right. Good point.
But time works a little differently here.
Oh shoot, am I going to go back and like my grandchildren will? Well, wait, I never had any grandchildren, but am I going to go back and there's going to be centuries ahead?
No. It fluctuates by a few days, perhaps a week.
Oh, okay.
And it may be, you may arrive you may arrive back just when you left. It may be a week later, might be a few days sooner. It is not terribly predictable.
Well, is there a way I could get back?
Oh, certainly.
She hops off of the whatever altar or whatever they had her reclining on, and stretches her neatly stitched together muscles out. She probably does like touches her toes, and that probably hurts because of the bending. But anyway, she's ready to get back in the fight.
Well, when she hops off, she realizes she's wearing nothing but a little blanket.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The fellow from the 30s is immediately like, oh dear. His compatriot is female, so she doesn't freak out. But
I don't suppose you have my battle uniform around, do you?
Oh yes, the lady walks over, and they hold it up, and it's stitched up or sealed up. However your suit works.
Nice, thank you. Yeah, I'll get that back on.
The professor is like, I will step out in the hallway while you get dressed.
Thanks, Professor. Thanks, and thank you. And she'll get her uniform back on.
Now, one thing we must warn you of. You likely know that Anubis is pursuing you.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Would you know that? That she might not know about, because I think they might have been open with the overall process, but the whole specifics about, oh, by the way, the spirit we're grafting onto you is supposed to marry Anubis. I don't know if that's... No, they would have told her that, because they knew that if she was supposed to be her champion, they would have known that they would have needed to deal with that. So, unless they didn't know. Like, maybe the cult never knew.
Well, you know the Death Dogs were after you, and they're a cult tied to Anubis.
Sure. I might assume that was just because we were just, like, bringing a spirit back from the dead. I don't know if we would have necessarily known there's any other reason besides that. In fact, I could easily see the assumption simply being that we had to worry about the Death Dogs because we're bringing a spirit back. So I might be aware that Anubis would be... It wouldn't surprise me that Anubis would be after me, but the whole betrothed thing, I'm sure, will come as a surprise if she ever finds out about it.
Well, he only goes as far as saying Anubis would look for you. So this place is concealed.
Yes, I think that's actually... Yeah, it is a specific attribute. And isolated.
Well, the isolated is kind of just here. It's in the world of the dead.
Yeah, it's not isolated from the rest of the land of the dead. In fact, it may not even be concealed from the rest of the land of the dead. It is a temple to the daughter of the boss. Well, actually, no. Technically, Osiris is the boss. Anubis just kind of like handles the administrative stuff, the actual judging of the souls. But Osiris, I think, if I recall correctly, at least as it stands in actual mythology, is the boss. But yeah, I guess I'll have to keep a low profile to make it back home. Is that something I can? Yeah, is that something I can do here?
Oh, of course. Being a champion would hardly. You could hardly fulfill your role as a champion from here.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So what's the next step?
This place is concealed to some degree under an older temple.
Oh. Kind of like
So you
sort of
can-
kind of like
No,
kind of like a secret subway headquarters thing going on.
yes. Anubis is aware of his daughter's involvement and is irked by it.
Parents just don't understand.
Oh yes, quite. The map's close enough together that I can jump y'all over there. But anyway, there is I don't want to be disrespectful, but her father threw a bit of a fit when they first bound. What's the champion's name again?
Zansu.
Zansu's soul to yours. And, well, the temple above was one of hers here, and it was rather thoroughly destroyed.
Oh.
Of course, no one was really harmed, as everyone there was already dead. And undoubtedly she will rebuild at some point, but, once her father has calmed down some.
Yeah, I guess if Anubis was really angry, he could have fallen into the maw of. There's a. I'm trying to remember the name, but there's like this.
The crocodile head one?
Actually, no. There's this a giant hippo creature that would devour the souls of the evil, and that was like the basically the effective version of damnation. Is your soul just gets eliminated from existence. Right. It begins with an A, but anyway, that hopefully that didn't happen to any of the people in any of the spirits.
No. There are procedures about that, and there would be great repercussions were he to try that.
Right, the weighing of the soul.
Yes. Mott would be upset. Anubis would be upset.
Yeah, mess up the order of things.
In truth, most of them would be upset. No, most of the Pantheon would be upset. No, it was merely a, she had made him angry, so he smashed something of hers. There's little other way you could punish a goddess, so I suppose in mortal terms it'd be the equivalent of slamming the door as you walked out or something. I'm not entirely certain.
Well, at least she didn't get her credit cards canceled.
He just looks puzzled at that. But anyway, yes, you can return to your world via basically going to the surface and exiting the ruins of the temple through the main door.
Okay.
The original idea was you would go through the main door out of the temple, but with the temple wrecked, the effect is still should still be the magical effect should still be in place. We're not entirely certain. This is our first chance to test it.
Right. Well, I hope so. I guess if you wouldn't mind pointing the way.
Ah, yes. We're not allowed to leave the immediate premises for fear of Anubis detecting us and being able to track us back.
Oh, of course. He doesn't even know you're here. That's right. Well, I guess maybe a map? A scroll, perhaps?
Ah, yes. He takes a little bit of parchment. He just draws. It's not a huge complex, I don't guess. But yeah, he draws you a little, up these stairs, yada yada, and they'll walk you as far as they can. Several other of the staff greet you.
Hi, hey.
And they are from various time periods. More ancient than anything else, simply because you had more people dedicated to the. But there are a few relatively modern-looking folks, even newer than the professor. And eventually, you step through a doorway out into the ruins.
they are.
So let me move you, because you would come out. You would basically be coming out like back here. Roll me an awareness as you step out.
Sure.
Not great, but
Yeah, I generated a 5.
this person isn't really trying to be stealthy. So as you step out, you can see open sky through some holes in the ceiling. The sky is blue, but it's kind of pale and bleached out. Much of the surrounding area sort of looks not black and white, but sepia?
Oh, sepia?
Sepia, thank you.
Okay.
You know, like an old photo.
Yeah.
And you're not sure if that's what it looks like to the people that are supposed to be here, or if it looks like this because you're living.
Mm.
Let's see. With a 5, let me roll a d6 there to see what number you had to beat. And so he's not being stealthy, so just a straight d6.
Mm.
I suppose he would be the defender, and ties in this game tend to go to the defender. Alright, so you don't notice that there's anybody present. And you know the main doors you've got to walk out of, according to his the map the professor gave you, would effectively have been in this corner over here.
Mm.
That's just wide open now.
Yeah. Well, even though I'm on alert, I'm clearly distracted by the neatness of all this. So I imagine I'd just be making a straight beeline towards that opening.
Let's see. Go ahead and put your figure here. And when you get there, you see this large hooded man. He is holding a scythe.
Oh.
And he seems to be digging through some of the rubble.
I see.
As you approach, he looks over at you. What's this then? He kind of straightens up. He doesn't take it a particularly threatening stance, other than just being a big dude, in a hood with a scythe.
Okay.
He is in normal color.
Okay.
He's not fit in with the surroundings. And if you look down at yourself, you don't either.
I see. Oh, hello. Did you used to work here?
No. I've only just arrived. Who are you?
You make she almost instinctively says Elena, but then she remembers about all the occult rules. So she stops herself, she bites her tongue, and then says, "You call me Everlass." And you?
I'm picturing her starting to say her name and then just stretching that E out while she catches it.
Yeah,
Everlass. He's like the batteries?
Oh, you know about that? Oh, wait, you're from Modern Earth.
Yes.
Okay, you don't look.
We are both living. Is how do you say it? We are both the living. We are both the living here among the dead.
Right, visitors. Yeah, like the battery. Exactly, you got it. Finally, someone gets it. Because it's like everlasting, just like Yeah, and I'm. Lass is a little old-fashioned, but I won't let that get in the way of a clever pun.
Oh, you dropped the T. All right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not named like that. like that old musician guy that my parents used to listen to.
Oh, who are your parents?
Ooh. Well, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know.
He walks a little closer to you, using the side like it's a walking stick. Still not
Mhm.
being threatening or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So what brings you to a ruin in the land of the dead?
What am I supposed to call you?
Oh, what would he tell you? In this attire, I'm known as the Headsman.
Headsman. All right. Well, I guess you could call this kind of like my home away from home, away from home.
Oh,
Are you are you like a Grim Reaper person? You got the Scythe and called the Headsman.
And you notice his attire is a little more executioner looking than Reaper looking.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you had to describe it, he's more like a medieval executioner,
Oh.
but kind of a modern cut to stuff, a modern material.
Are you a super?
I have
Are
certain.
you like? Oh.
Given your attire, I assume you must be, though not one I'm familiar with.
I'm new to the scene. You good or evil? What side are you? She just says it just like point blank like that. Like this is a normal conversation to have.
I work for the benefit of mankind.
Oh, right on. Me too.
He kind of gestures to the outfit. Intimidation is simply part of my arsenal.
I got you. Yeah, it's very metal.
Indeed.
And I'm pretty goth myself.
Well, if you're here, are you in some way tied to the local Pantheon?
Yeah, you could say that.
Indeed.
Hey, there's a big war going on back on Earth.
Oh, you mean the invasion from out of the ground?
Yeah. What's going on with that? Is it still going on? I didn't miss it, did I? I didn't sleep through it.
You must have missed the conclusion. It seems to have wrapped up.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I think you're captain.
Either I'm frozen or everyone else is.
Jason might be.
I just got a notice that my OBS apparently froze up or something.
Oh, we hear you now. I hear you now, at least.
Yeah, you're back.
Well, I was hearing you the whole time through because that's on Discord. Taylor, can you check the stream right quick?
It's trying to buffer right now because I think it dropped.
Yeah, I'm getting 0 kilobytes a second on here, so what is going on?
Yep. I
Yeah,
think
disconnected. It's trying to reconnect. It's got a countdown to reconnect. So reconnection successful. All right. Let me know if we come back up. It's weird though because my Zoom. Now that I think about it, though, my Zoom froze up too. So must have been
And you
something
are
on my
back
end.
live.
All right, we're back. All right.
Yep.
Cool.
Slight hiccup there. Hopefully, we didn't miss too much of that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So just to roll the conversation back a little bit, he was asking you if you were mystically, or if you were connected to the Egyptian Pantheon. You were saying you were.
Yep. Then I asked if when he indicated that he'd heard about the underground invasion, I asked if if it was still going on.
Yes, it had wrapped up the that new government team.
Spear? I think they call themselves.
Well, the organization they belong to is called Spear. It's the
right.
It's the Americans and their acronyms. But yes, they seem to have ventured over to the other side and seem to have come back, and the hole sealed up. The creatures faded away.
Oh, so it is over, but we won.
Yes, yes. Apparently it was mages from another world or some such.
They finished the fight while I was here. I guess on medical leave.
Oh, were you involved?
Well, I hope that's how I got. Yeah, that's how I got ended up here in the first place. I almost got killed fighting the Reliquary.
The Reliquary?
Yeah.
We were not aware he was still alive.
Oh, he very much is.
So he stabbed you with his spear.
He did.
Oh, we would very much like that spear.
Ugh. That makes one of us.
Well, I would not want it from the business end. It was crafted by Lou.
Lou?
Yes, a...
Oh. Wait, you mean... Are you talking about Lucifer, perhaps?
What? No, the Celtic deity Lou.
Oh! right.
Lou.
And he just gives you this look like, ugh, children these days. No education.
We don't all have bad pun names.
My dear, perhaps you could come with me. My employer would love to speak with you.
Oh, about what exactly? Who's your employer?
The betterment of humanity. Oh, he calls himself the Sphinx.
The Sphinx.
Secrecy being part of.
May I do an occult check to see if I've ever heard of the Sphinx?
Sure.
Or have I definitely not heard of the... Okay.
It's very unlikely, but not completely impossible.
Probably not with a date, I presume.
No.
Nope. The Sphinx. Well, Betterment of mankind. Where does the Sphinx live? Is he back on Earth? Are they back on Earth?
Oh yes. I am simply here, venturing in on it. I was sent here just on an expedition.
Okay. Well,
we collect magical artifacts and such, and we had heard of it. We had caught wind of this place's destruction and thought, if no one was here, there might be something useful to us.
Oh well, honestly, I gotta say, if I feel like I'm contractually bound to say that if you find anything, I kind of owe my patron to get any artifacts that might still be here back to her. Not to make your job awkward, but
that's quite understand. We thought the place was abandoned.
I can say that the person who was in charge here is still very much active. Have you found anything here?
Not as of yet. No, it seems to have been picked clean.
Oh boy. Well, I guess
perhaps I found something more important though.
Oh, well, that's flattered. But yeah, maybe now that you mention it, maybe we should. I'll tell you what. If I help you, anything that belongs to my boss has to go to my boss. I don't want to. I feel like that. I do feel like that's how I got to handle this because.
You must keep your patron happy. I assure you that I understand this.
Plus, I've got super speed. Well, I do this. Plus, I could search at super speed. That's not nothing.
Let's see.
As long as I don't. Of course. Then again, the longer I stay here, the longer I stay here, the longer I risk being caught. But maybe I can. Now that I've made a new friend, maybe I'm willing to push things out. Assuming that everything's still on the up and up here. I'll see what it is.
He's like, well, this place seems to be abandoned. If you'd like to, we can venture back to my employer's offices now.
Did he have another cutout?
I think so.
Did I cut out again?
No, but you're back. Yeah, just a moment.
What is up with my connection today? Oh, well.
No, you're still alive and everything. You're good.
So, where did I cut out at?
I think we were talking about the prospect of Everlass helping the Headman look around for artifacts on the agreement that anything that belonged to Kebichet would go back to Kebichet.
Actually, he tells you, this place seems to have been stripped already. If you'd like to come back with me, we could go back and speak with my employer.
Yeah, I got to get back to Earth anyway. And, Everlass is actually thinking, maybe I can figure out I do need some backup on Earth, given that I'm still on the hunt from the Death Dogs, and also I'm still homeless and stuff. So maybe I can help things work out, especially if the invasion's already been taken care of, seemingly. So she will agree to meet the Sphinx.
Excellent. He rummages around in a a pouch on his uniform. Pulls out a device, or pulls out something. It looks like a big chalk stick, sort of. And he etches just a quick little something on the ground. Please, my dear, step into the circle with me.
I will do so.
And then we're going to cut back to everybody else. All right, had you guys had you settled on where you were going to go?
I think we were going to just head to Shreveport.
Okay.
Unless there's someplace closer, but Shreveport sounds good.
Do you have a method of traveling quickly there?
I could just whip out a teleportation spell.
Okay. Put the portal extra on it. Alright, so you travel to Shreveport. To this sort of large open mall area. Get all my maps flipped over. So, Wolfwitch, you're casting the spell. Ping on the map for me, if you would, where you want to appear at. Where you want your portal to appear.
Right up here.
Okay. So your portal opens kind of up against the wall of a building. So somebody from the side, it would almost look like you were just walking out a door of the building. Though directly in front of it, they would see kind of the shimmering haze around the edges, and the fact that there wasn't a door there a second ago. And you all walk directly out of the store and into the sunlight on this little walkway. Have you made any attempts to disguise yourself beyond your usual costumes? I ask only because Slapshot had expressed concern.
I think Slapshot's going to be going in a casual attire.
The architect's going to change her face.
Okay.
Emodan will still be wearing his Saints hockey shirt.
Wolfwitch is going in full costume. Well, costume, put air quotes around that. For assemblage of magical swag.
Okay. Alright, so, from the maps you looked at this place, you know, is this building directly over here that should have the the artifacts on display, and you see signs up. You also see a lot of police out front, and there's broken glass.
Ah, crap.
For just a second, nobody notices you. Are you going to attempt to keep it that way, or are you just going to boldly walk up? Hey, we're superheroes, and here we are.
I think we should just go with the plan we had whenever we went to the other world, and I just use my alteration ray to turn everyone invisible, and we hold hands into the museum.
Is everybody down with this?
Kumbaya.
Oh, this is an awful plan.
Alright. And the alteration ray is that part of your magic, or is that a separate something? That was a separate something you had, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a spell I had to cast to be able to use the spell. Roll to see if I can actually use it.
Okay. Give me a willpower test then. Alright, yeah, you have no problem going pew, 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 pew. And let me give a quick dice roll to the police in the area to see if anybody spots you. Wow, the police are like super unobservant. Alright. Some people milling around see you and exclaim but then you immediately vanish, and they're like discussing, if it's somebody else going to rob the place, or if those were heroes, or... Because none of you are super publicly well known, I think. Slapshot would be, but you're in disguise, right?
Yeah, I'm prepped to pop my costume on though, since I've seen that there is something bad clearly has happened here.
Okay.
I will quietly whisper that, it looks like we may be late for the party.
You may be. Alright, so who is leading this parade? As y'all link hands. Who is in front?
Wolfwitch volunteers to go
Alright.
at the head of the...
Give
Probably
me
knows more about the
a... Let's see... Intelligence doesn't sound right. Yeah, just give me a coordination. As you try to weave this line of people that you can't see through all these strangers without running into anybody.
Oh no.
That's not great. That is not great. But you manage. And now I need everybody to give me stealth rolls. While you're doing that, I need to step away for just a second. I'll be right back.
What's stealth?
Is it a coordination roll, I think?
Well, if it's coordination, I've done it right.
There's my roll.
What did we get? 8, 9, 7, 8. Not bad. Not terrible. Not terrible. Okay, you managed to weave your way entirely into the building. Now, the police had cleared much of the area around the front, so once you got close to the building, it actually became easier. You have to step to the side as the police and what looked like some sort of federal agents are carting out this mass of, it's like melted golden metal, and looks like there's some human bones sticking out of it. But it's all like one big slab. Something bad has gone down here.
It's like Burning Man 1983 all over again.
One of the agents or officers pushing it out snickers when you say that. But he doesn't look around, so it's like he assumed it was one of his buddies that said it. As you proceed further in, you see, lots of police. They're interviewing a security guard. Or one of the police is still talking to him. It doesn't look like it's an actual interview. It's like that part may be over. There is talk of somebody. Well, give me an awareness roll to see what you pick up from the conversation. Okay. So yeah, you pick up all of you pick up various bits and pieces of conversation. They're talking about these armored guys that just came through, just plowed through the mall to get here. You hear about that alien guy that runs around like a hero locally, somebody you're probably not overly aware of. But apparently he was here and he intervened, and there were a couple of others. Now, St. Moon did not hang around. Curtis, St. Moon did not hang around to talk to the media or anything.
He hung back. Oh.
Because he looked fairly, he was in more or less his mundane clothes, so yeah.
He was definitely in just street clothes anyway. He doesn't have a costume he wears.
Okay. So yeah, the police don't even really talk about him. It's more like, they were looking at him as just a bystander in the area. Ironically, he's the one most of you guys would be the more likely to have heard of. At least out of the Alchemist and Wolf Witch, who are kind of, in the supernatural community.
He, because of his condition with his bisabuela, he, supering kind of is not a good thing for him, so.
But people in the magical community would be aware of you.
Right.
Really just based on the power level you're operating on. It's like, oh great, Dr. Strange is running around getting possessed by his grandmother. This can't be good.
Well, and his family would have some history too, so.
Yeah, they might not know much about you on a personal basis, other than maybe the possessed thing, because that's the kind of story that gets around.
Oh great, this crazy magic chick we used to have to deal with possessed her grandson. Great.
So he's got her on one side of the family, and he's related to who on the other side? Oh great.
Yeah, because the Saint Moon actually comes from his mother's side, because that's what the his actual name would be like, I can't even pronounce it right now. Normally I could.
But now you're trying to. So.
Ago Santo Ramirez Luna, and the Santa Lunas would all be special people in the Luna family that had magical talent.
But
so Santa, any of that would be supposed to be someone that's powerful. But his crazy grandmother is a Ramirez.
All right. So you get in there, you see several of what you assume is the staff, standing around the entrance to the women's room, complaining about how in the world they're supposed to get this thing out of there. Yeah, we can get the mask out without any trouble, but how do we get the display out? How did they even get it in here?
Well, wait, that's in the men's room, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, because
that's right. It was the men's room when she walked into. That's right. That was my favorite line that session. Oh, I forgot I was a man. But anyway, so yes, the men's room. They're standing outside the men's room. Complaining that how can't get the case out. Don't know how the case got in there. They've got somebody gone to get the things they'll need to open the case and remove the artifact and get it somewhere secure. And you notice several other spots where they're already starting to pack some of the artifacts up,
And naturally, this is the artifact we need to cast our ritual.
Well, any of this stuff is Egyptian. This conversation draws your attention because you kind of wonder what's special about that. That somebody broke in here to steal it. Because none of these artifacts were supposed to be super, super valuable. It's why they were on loan for this traveling show. Or traveling exhibit, I should say.
That is curious.
Wolf Witch, you're leading the way. Where do you lead them?
Well, no, her interest is perked as what the fuck is in the men's room. That's so fascinating.
It's a man.
They're called urinals. They're fun to mess with.
I'm thoroughly aware of what's in a men's room. I'm talking about what... You know what? No. You are an extremely frustrating person.
I hear in some places they're called urinal.
So while y'all are talking, the crowd starts to thin a little bit.
I'd say let's try and sneak into the bathroom and see what's going on in there.
I think we should.
All right.
There might be someone smoking.
I hear they do that in the boys' room. So you wait a few minutes, the crowd thins. There's one of the exhibit security guards and a couple of police standing outside the door. Nobody's come in or out of the room, of the bathroom in a minute or two. So you're hoping it's empty inside. So give me stealth checks as you try to all get through this door without the cops picking up on it. Alright, so that is a 9 from Curtis. Or Emudon. A 10 from the Architect. 5 from Slapshot. 8 from Wolf Witch versus... And the number you needed to beat was a... 14!
Oh no!
That's just sick.
It's not that they see you. It's not that they'd hear you. It's that the bathroom door floops open.
I knew it!
And holds while y'all pray through, and then it slaps shut. And you just hear, what the crap? and you have a split second to do anything. What do you?
Win.
Who's in here
Like-
with us?
It's like, haven't you ever heard of a bathroom door just blowing open? It happens all the time.
Oh, I mean, like, if there was a door, I probably could have phased us through it.
I thought the door was open, dropped open.
I assumed it was one of those museum bathrooms where you walk, you turn a corner, like there's no door. You just
Nope. It
My
has a
bad.
door because this was originally a store area. It was like an empty
Oh,
storefront
whoopsies.
that they used for this exhibit, because it moves around. Yeah, this is funny. We're running with this. So the door slaps shut, and you hear, "What the crap?" from outside. You've got a split second. What do you do?
do we see the stand?
Yes, it's a big museum-style display. Well, I say big. It's big enough they can't get it through the bathroom door. And there's like a funerary mask. I think
Do we see?
is that how I described the artifact last time?
You're
Yeah,
called it a
like
mask.
top mask.
Yeah, it's a mask.
Do we see who said that?
No, it was some of the guys outside.
Oh,
You had a security guard and two
Wolf
cops
is
standing
really
outside
gonna-
the door.
Really quickly cast a binding spell on the door.
All right, give me a roll.
While she's doing that, the architect's gonna make ghost noises.
Oh wait, it'll take you a round to get the spell ready to use.
What's that?
If you're using your magic, it takes a round to prepare the spell, and then you can use it the next round.
I'm gonna burn a determination point to just cast the spell.
All right, what are you tapping?
Let me bring up my sheet again. Master of Secret Magics.
So yeah, you cast that. But describe what happens to the door. Is there a visual effect that goes with it?
A series of glowing green chains just appear across the door, sealing it shut. Like they can try to push it open, but it's not gonna break.
so
The architect
I'm sorry, I-
intensifies her ghost noises.
I had stepped out. Is our Doom Patrol team still here, or have they cleared out too?
No, they had already cleared out. You got here in
Oh,
time
thank
for this
God.
to clean up.
This is about to get really weird.
Oh man, in this campaign, running a typical misunderstanding fight would be hilarious.
Oh goodness!
As you were playing multiple characters fighting each other.
It would be fun.
Awkward.
I wish I thought of it ahead of time. Oh well. Such is life.
All right, quickly, people, around the mask. Get around the mask.
Slapshot looks at the mask. Respect to the Guardians, we're not going to attack anyone. Looking like vaguely above the mask somewhere.
Let's see. You don't necessarily see the dead.
No, just I don't know what my friend does. I was told to say that. I was told to say respect to the Guardians, and I'm told this is a magic mask.
Yeah, that's pretty much what the hockey do. Oh yeah. There's magic mask. There's an old dead guy guarding it. Be polite.
Yeah.
Or be respectful of the Guardian. So that's what you say.
Yeah.
And you don't have to touch the artifact. Nothing's going to happen to it. You just got to be as you work your magic, you just got to be close enough to kind of tap into its aura or whatever. So whoever is, is Wolfwitch the only one that's or not Wolfwitch? Yeah, Wolfwitch. Is Wolfwitch the only one that's actually got the power of magic out of this group?
I believe so. Ever since Monkey King left.
That's right, because he did have some. Oh, at a pretty respectable level too. Because Imudon has got a lot of oddball stuff, but
He's
not
got weird stuff, but not magic.
flat out magic. All right, in that case, you start drawing chalk, or drawing with chalk, I should say. Drawing chalk would just be weird.
But very easy.
Yes, that is true. Yeah, so you start etching out something, runes that'll tap into the, or hieroglyphs or whatever, that'll tap into the magic of the mask, or the aura of the mask. While they're doing this slapshot, you're hearing like one side of a conversation.
Oh,
As your friend is like asking, so what
Wait, time out. There's a skip gap.
Uh-oh. Well,
I heard something, but I don't know what I heard.
okay. As Wolf Witch starts to draw the spell, hieroglyphs, runes, stuff tapping into the aura of the mask, all that jazz. You are hearing one half of a conversation. Your friend is talking to someone.
Great.
Oh, so how long have you been tied here? Oh. And who is it that you serve that? Okay.
Hey, champ. What's going on?
Well, he just tells you, I'm just conversing with the guardian of the mask. Old Egyptian fellow. It's really should have moved on a long time ago.
Is he cool with what we're doing?
He's not entirely certain what we're doing. Should I explain it to him? I'll explain it to him, and you hear your buddy start explaining what they're doing. The fact that it's not going to affect the mask in any way. It's not tapping into the mask's magic per se. Just it's tied to the divine, as it were. So the spell only takes about a minute to cast. You hear you hear a lot of people banging on the bathroom door trying to get in. Zach, will the chains, are the chains just on the inside, or they have wrapped around to the outside too?
They are just on the inside.
Okay, so they don't know what's holding this door shut. But... And you were about to say something, Curtis?
It's busy. Just a minute.
Occupado.
We all had Taco Bell. Just calm down. We'll be out in a minute.
Estoy pooping.
You hear somebody chewing the rest of them out about how they let somebody get in there. And how many people did they let in there? So anyway, the spell goes off. The circle of chalk that you had drawn flares up with light. And any of you that step through can do, or any of you that wish to step through can do so.
Wolfwitch strides boldly forward.
Alright. I assume the rest of you follow suit.
Yes.
I'll go ahead and suit up, but yes.
Alright. All of you drop, except for Everlass, who's already on the board. The rest of you drop your minis somewhere in this general area.
For whatever reason, Anna and I cannot drop our token.
But you can access your sheets.
Yes.
That is super weird.
Get off the bed.
I think maybe it's because
Get off.
these are tokens we made or uploaded. And it might be a GM privilege thing.
All right, I've dropped the architect. See if you can move it.
C.
All right, and there's Wolfwitch. So that's easy enough done.
C.
I
And
don't even.
I'll go ahead and drop Imudon there too.
Yeah, I don't even know how to drop my token. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's not a problem.
I'm useless.
Over there where your character sheet is, if you just kind of
Uh-huh.
grab it and drag it onto the map, it'll do the token if you've got one
That's
selected on the character sheet. Well, you should be over here with the rest of them.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, y'all all make your initial appearance here.
So we're over here.
Yes. You know, fairly clustered together because you all stepped to that same circle. You appear like like I described it before. It's a pale, kind of washed out blue sky, no clouds. Should be a blazing hot sun, but you don't feel a whole lot of heat. Though you're also not particularly cold, it's just sort of there. And everything else is that kind of sepia. Except for these two individuals here who are stepping into a circle. Fairly similar to the one you just stepped into.
Everlass! We've
Hey!
bail you out of here. Is everything okay? Who's this?
Oh,
Hello.
right. This is the headman. Hey, these are my buddies. I was fighting the Reliquary with, and I read off the names.
Oh, splendid.
Yeah, thanks. I was so welcome to the Egyptian land of the dead. I was not actually dead, but I came close. So it turns out that I have I have a benefactor amongst the Pantheon, Kebishet, daughter of Anubis, and she had actually built a temple for me. I mean, not to me. No one's worshiping me, but it's kind of like my secret headquarters, and that's where I got healed after I got pig stabbed by the liquor. I'm sorry I missed out on the rest of the fight. Was everything okay? No one else died either?
Oh no, we kicked his ass, cast the spell. That whole mess cleared up a few days ago.
I'm gonna get closer as we're having this conversation, unless anything happens to stop that.
As you try to step out of the circle,
Mm-hmm.
the headsman tries to kind of grab you around like that.
Oh, okay. What's cool? Yeah, what's wrong?
Hang on just a second. Do you try to avoid it or anything, or does it catch you by? Or are you usually going to say it catches you by surprise?
I'm gonna see him since I've been carrying on this conversation. It'll catch me by surprise.
Okay. In that case, he grabs you, says two quick words, and the circle of chalk around you glows, flares up, and Everlass disappears from in front of you.
Here we go. I was wondering if this is gonna happen.
Ah, hell.
The rest of you give me, I guess a cult if you've got it, to see if you recognize the headsman when she names him off. Ooh, some of y'all might have, but you only need to be 7. That's really one I should have had a fixed set difficulty for, probably, rather than rolling it. Let's see. Imudan, you do not recognize that name at all.
My massive 3.
Wolfwitch, you have heard that name. I just heard some popping over my speakers. Everybody's still
maybe
here?
me.
Okay.
Sorry. I was turning my mic on and off.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Just with the technical issues I've been having on my end, I was just making sure I was still heard. Let's see. Does the alchemist roll? Has the alchemist rolled?
She does not have a cult.
Oh, we roll straight intellect. And Slapshot. Do you want to roll?
An occult roll?
Yeah.
Nah.
So, yeah, I'm sure you all heard me when I described it to Curtis earlier. To Mike earlier. The headsman's look and the fact that he's holding a scythe.
Cheap knockoff Scythe.
That is exactly what your buddy says. Cheap knockoff piece of crap. Be careful, though. It's very dangerous. But the alchemist and Wolf Witch, you've never met this headsman guy yourself. He's only been active that you know of for the past 4 years or so. But there have been a few people in the mystic community with ties to the divine that have either disappeared, with this guy having been spotted in the area, or that have encountered him and then, barely gotten away with their lives. Not entirely certain what all he does. It's mostly, well, I know, the stories you've heard are all, I know a guy who knows a guy that, this happened to him. So you don't know if he hunts the supernatural or hunts the divinely inspired or what's going on. And nothing that you've heard of would necessarily tie him to the Egyptians, so you don't know why he would have been here in the realm of the dead, or how he found Everlass.
Wolf Witch is going to go over to where they vanished and investigate, see if she can't figure out how the teleportation spell worked, if it was a teleportation spell.
Give me an occult. It was a teleportation spell. It was almost the identical spell that you used to get here. You figure chances are good wherever he came from. They probably had an artifact of some sort. And of course, returning home would be, super easy for him. There is no indication of where he would have gone from this circle. However, the circle is still sitting there, undamaged from its use.
Could we use it to follow him?
Quite possibly.
Well, what do you think, team? He could be... If it does lead us to where they went, they'll be expecting us. So it'll be a fight. But if we don't at least try, I'm not certain our missing friend will walk away from the experience alive.
I'll pull out my mace. Did we fight?
Hey, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't she teleport when she's near death?
Are you asking that in character, or are you asking me?
I'm asking in character.
Okay.
I don't think the characters know that.
Well, she got hurt and vanished in front of you and wound up here.
We do know that.
All right, that's all we
But
got.
I don't think we talked to her long enough for her to give us an explanation of how she.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, then yeah. I suppose we need to follow.
Alright, if everyone's down for it, I guess Wolfwitch is just gonna try and juice up the circle.
All right. Make your juicing roll.
That'd be a cult or a magic roll.
Strength.
Makes sense.
Be your magic. Use your magic.
Ouch. But still, a 10 is a 10.
And the difficulty to figure out this.
Ones all around.
Yes, this guy made no attempt to hide himself as he was leaving. In fact, as sloppy as some of this is, or not sloppy, but you're not even sure if he was a spellcaster or if he had something that would just kind of automatically do. Do what was necessary.
Slapdash work. I'm gonna kick this person's ass on professional grounds.
So, the circle flares up. Anybody who wants to dive in can dive in.
Let's dive in.
Shall go
Wolfwitch is
in.
gonna prepare a magical blast before they go in, just to have that ready.
Fair enough. We'll say the portal stays open for a little bit. Without you really focused on it. Alright. Yep, I should have cut and pasted the hooded guy, and I made the mistake of not doing that. So let me find where I put his miniature. So anyway, when you step out of the portal, it's a bright blue sky with some clouds. Everything looks normal again, as far as the coloring and such. Ah, there he is. There's our hooded man. And all of you realize you have arrived on top. Oops. Come on now. You really need a better way to move these maps around. You arrived on top of a large building.
Hey, I have meta recollection of this building.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's not the same building. That's just the building map I already had.
The world has 3 architects. Calm down.
After our last crossover, the architect, it's been slim pickings.
Alright, so everybody put your figures down somewhere around here.
Does that include me, or?
Yeah, you're there.
Oh, cool.
This is where he has drug you to.
See if I can remember how to do that.
Yeah, just grab your character sheet and drag it across to the screen. Should put the miniature down.
Still not working for us because we
Cool.
fingered the dark gods of Roll20 at some point.
I'll go ahead and keep myself close to the headsman.
Yeah. There's Is that ever no? Emudon still needs to be dropped. There we go. All right, so y'all all pop through. Before that happens, Everlass, you have, he basically drags you, grabs you to stop you from stepping out of the circle. Y'all vanish and appear here. He drags you a couple of steps. You have a round to react to that. You've appeared on top of this building. He's standing there, still with that arm wrapped around you. You see these 3 figures in golden armor. And you weren't here last time, so let me plop that up again so everybody can see it. That is what the 3 individuals in the gold armor look like.
I see. All right. Well, Everlass is disappointed in herself that she didn't realize a villain posing as hero scam when it confronts her. But she'll go ahead and try to break free of the headsman's grip.
All right, give me a strength roll. If you have wrestling, you can add that.
I do have wrestling.
Let's see. He does not.
Get my sheet open up again.
But he does have a very, at least hang on. Let me double check and make sure that it's strength versus strength and not prowess versus prowess. I may have told you wrong. Let's see. Wrestling. Let's see. Or no, escaping is actually the maneuver you're using there. Alright, if you're being held by an opponent, you can attempt to escape with prowess or strength against the attacker's strength. So you can use your prowess or your strength, whichever you prefer.
I'm going to guess strength is the way to go. I'll just shout out, I'll just shout off, hands off, you fake-ass jerk. I'll assume fake-ass is allowed under standards and practices.
Versus his strength. Just barely. You just barely managed to get out of there.
Okay.
This dude is strong.
Yeah. This is going to be quite a tussle.
That is an alarming number to be at the end of.
What do you mean?
I do not know.
So you get out of his grip and you take a step back and, you can strike whatever little fighting pose you want.
Mm-hmm.
He takes his scythe in a 2-handed grip. The 3 armored soldiers bring their arms up like this, and these golden blades of energy come out of the back of their hands.
Mm-hmm.
And then your compatriots appear.
Sweet, you're in for it now. You're in for it now, heads jerk.
Oh, child, if you could not take out someone as old as the Reliquary, you have no hope against me. And everybody give me coordination checks for your initiative.
I get to use. That's right. I get to use prowess. Not that it really matters.
No. And let me give everybody a turn.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see a turn order, so I got an 11.
Yeah, as you see your character pop up in the order, just go ahead and put him in there. Is that everybody? We got 5 heroes, so there's Everlass, Wolf Witch, Architect, Emudon. Did I not put Slapshot in there?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. There we go. That should be everybody. The Headsman got an 11. The golden guys. Go on a 5. The architect goes on an 8. Wolf Witch goes on a 6. Imodon goes on a 10. That's pretty good. Let's see. And Everlass on a 10. Alright. Into descending order. So, top of the order is a slap shot. So what's Slapshot gonna do? When you step, so you see Everlast has gotten out of his grip and she's striking a pose like she's ready to throw down.
Yeah, I guess I'll dash forward and crack a strike at old. What's his hootie? The Hunts Master Headman.
The Headsman. It's not a hard name to remember.
What's weird that he's a Headsman, has a scythe and not an axe. Just out of place. Like he's trying to rip somebody off. I don't know. Like he was completely void of originality and class.
You saying this in character?
Nah, in character goes. In character it would just be pretender, and then he'd jump at him.
Alright, so I'm assuming a prowess roll on your part?
Yep. It was an 8 total.
Alright, his prowess is 8.
Oof.
He slaps the hockey stick out of the way as you come at him. Clearly. Oh, that would have actually been 3 higher because I forgot to add his weapon skill in there. My bad. See, he is clearly trained at using the scythe. And then it's his turn. He has a couple of interesting options. He takes a step back from you, and rather than swing the scythe at you, just sort of lowers it and points it at you. Let's see. So give me a coordination test to avoid this.
I think I did.
What'd you get?
11.
Alright.
We just swapped our roles there.
Alright. Some sort of unearthly energy seems to erupt from the head of the scythe. It's less of like a beam attack and more of like something billowing out and trying to envelop you. And you kind of skate your way out of the way.
Alright.
Imodon, you're up. Curtis?
Okay, I am going to switch to 4D mode to boost my strength.
Okay.
So that'll take a turn to do that.
Okay. So you're activating a power. Everlass, you've just seen this dark, unpleasant-looking energy come out of his staff and try to envelop Slapshot.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. I'm gonna try to see if I can wrest that away from him. At the very least, I'm hoping I can just keep him locked down so they can't aim that at anyone else.
Okay. So that sounds like a wrestling move, maybe?
Sure, I'll take that.
Well, let's see. Wrestling would be to pin him. It might be, let's see. Grabbing to grab or wrest somebody out of an opponent's grip. Okay. It's still prowess or strength.
Okay, but not wrestling.
It is the it is the lower of your prowess or strength.
Okay, so
Versus his strength.
I see. That's going to be 5 then. So I'll forego the wrestling roll and do that.
Okay.
I probably should. No, I should have. Oh well. I keep forgetting to use my termination.
Okay. It has no effect. He starts twisting the thing around. You can't get a good grip on him. The architect is up. Anna?
1 second.
Okay.
She was contemplating her move.
All right. Yeah, I just want to make sure she wasn't talking and muted.
So this is still the top of a building with the little bridges connecting the 3 buildings?
Yeah, we'll go and run with that.
I want to transmute the floor underneath the nearest golden guy to nothing, to air.
Nice.
Brutal.
Okay, give that a roll. Let's see. Let's see. Do you have to roll for the transmutation, or does that just go off?
Our computer's doing something weird. 1 second.
Okay.
Fuck you, Google.
I believe she actually has to roll for it.
Let's see. Transmutation. You make a coordination test to touch a moving or held object. As an extra, you can transmute targets at extended range. Okay. So that's a 9 versus his coordination. Alright, that is a success. You turn a little section of the bridge to sand, or to air rather. I was thinking about the previous time you used this. And basically, it's like one section. It's like it was these deep pre-done sections, kind of like they do some bridges, overpasses, kind of thing. So you have this whole little strip of it that just vanishes at once. He tries to scramble and catch on the edge, but those blades wind up cutting through what he's trying to catch. And you just hear, ah!
Oh, so there's people inside those things.
And then a little bit later, you hear a crash and a car alarm going off.
Car alarm. Interesting.
I'd say that was needlessly brutal, but I really can't judge.
So,
You don't know that person's dead. Could still be alive.
yeah, I've seen a Batman movie where he fell out of a skyscraper and he was fine. Body
The
armor.
car?
Later on, he fell 15 feet and almost died. I don't know what was going on.
Well, he's like a cat. He has to reach that terminal velocity before he spawns.
Yeah, that's what it is. That and the body armor, yeah. Alright, Wolf Witch is up.
Oh, Wolf Witch is gonna fling that magical blast right into the hunter.
Headsman.
Headsman, yes.
Man gets no respect. Alright, so you shoot at him, so give me a coordination.
Oh.
Alright, so that is a blasting attack.
Yes, sir.
Alright. Let's see. So a blasting can potentially do a slam. Okay, so you definitely hit him. And how much damage are you doing?
7.
7 minus his damage resistance, if any. So he takes a little damage and has to roll. Give me a d6 roll plus the 7. Because you did well enough that he could potentially get slammed.
Nice.
Oh.
But also nice. So, you know, you hit him. He staggers back a step, but catches himself. It's like he starts to go flying, he steps back, and then he plants that side in the ground, and it kind of stops him.
I am the Wolf Witch. I've been alive for 200 years, and demons and warlocks alike have died screaming at my feet. Leave now, unless you want to join them.
I know who you are, woman, and I'm not impressed. You are of no interest to us. Casual hedge mage.
Oh. Damn.
Bitch, what did you just say?
Check glass.
Time to take your earrings off.
It's like, oh no,
Oh,
he
that's
didn't.
it. Just leave it. Earrings come off. Hands on the alchemist. Hold these for me. I'm about to get unladylike. And then it is the Sword Saint's turn.
Oh, these are sword saints. Oh, these are the swords.
Well, your characters would not know this as of yet.
Yeah, but I did watch last week's video or last session's video. I forgot to put 2 and 2 together.
All right. Well, this one here just saw what Alchemist did to his buddy. And, you know, clearly it was her because she did the whole... And then touched the ground and, you know, his buddy fell. So he charges up, takes a double slash at her. Because I think they had the... I believe they had the fast attack thing going on. Did I actually input their character sheets? Or... Oh, well. What was their coordination on? I was thinking it was a 3. Alright, so his first attack misses. And his second attack misses. Oh, no, you have to roll again for his second attack. So you beat an 8 the first time, you need to beat an 8 with his second roll.
Dang it.
Alright, that is 5 points of damage, I believe. Does the Architect have any armor?
I don't think so.
No, it doesn't look like it.
No, just the immortality. Okay.
A lot of stamina.
Yeah, she had a decent bit of stamina. And the other one is going to... He's going to come up and take a slash at Slapshot. And then the other one at Everlass. So this one is going at Slapshot. He misses. You know, the rest of you see that kind of energy blade come down, and Slapshot smacks it out of the way with his apparently wooden hockey stick. And then the other one is at Everlass.
It's a magical wooden hockey stick.
That's true. They are aware by this point that it's magical, or that there's something magical going on. Right.
Is that 8 roll for my attack, or?
Yes. That's what you got to avoid.
No, I forgot how I did.
Ties go to the defender. So you just manage to get out of the way as this blade kind of goes. You feel the heat off of it. The headsman tells him, "Take her alive, or we need her alive for the examination."
Ew, I don't like the sound of that.
For the beginning of the examination. Let's see. Was that all? Oh, yeah, that's right. There was another one, but he didn't get a turn. Back to the top of the order with
He got
Slapshot.
dropped. But then
All right, Slapshot, what you doing?
Slapshot gonna go ahead and treat this fight serious now that he knows the opponent's pretty tough. He's going to pop his aura.
And what does that do?
Makes him... I'm glad you asked. An
Can you
aura
pop it?
surrounds you with a damaging effect like fire, energy, sharp spines, or acid, chosen when you gain this power. Anything touching you suffers damage equal to your power level. This includes anyone attacking you unarmed or their weapon if they attack you with one. If you deliberately touch an opponent, they suffer your aura's damage. If you strike an opponent, they suffer your aura's damage as a secondary effect of your normal strength damage. So I popped it. If they touch me, they take damage equal to my aura.
Okay.
If I hit them with an attack, they get hurt by my attack, and then the aura damage.
Yes. So it's considered two separate effects as far as like damage reduction would go.
As a secondary effect of your normal strength damage.
Yeah.
So I'd have to look up.
that was always my interpretation of it.
Yeah.
Generally, if things stack, they just stack by bumping the damage by 1. Because on a 1 to 10 scale, anything else, it becomes one punch man.
Yeah.
All right. Does that take you a round to pop that?
Yeah, I just pop it and that's
Okay.
it.
All right, then it is the headsman again, and he don't like the cut of your jib. So give me another coordination roll as he tries to hit you with that same stuff, and he just can't roll for crap.
Haha. I rolled a 1 higher than you. And also 3 is like the average. Can you really be mad about rolling average?
I suppose I can when you keep rolling above average as well. Imudon! You have gone 4-dimensional. You are dense. You are strong.
I am going to charge the mortal headsman with my mace.
Okay. So you zip over there, basically forming up a line with Everlass and Slapshot.
Right. I'm assuming I don't have a problem reaching him and taking a swing.
No. Give me a roll. It will be your prowess. Your mace comes down. He deflects it off with the handle of his side. He is clearly a skilled combatant that just can't do anything. Everlass.
All right, I'm gonna see if I can try to pin him down because I think we're gonna need some extra help if we're gonna connect with this dude. Also, she's gonna express her disgust at the idea of him examining her. Fucking perv. So, no, maybe not dropping the F-bomb, but definitely calling him a gross perv. So wrestling move on the way. Yeah, maybe envisioning something like, since I've got allies to either side, maybe doing something where I can, like, maybe after Imogen's charge, try to sneak behind and kind of pin from the middle, or if I can't maneuver that far, maybe trying to do some kind of leg lock or leg tackle maneuver thing.
Okay. Yeah, when he deflects Imogen, you're able to kind of jump behind him and try something if you want.
Okay.
So
Unfortunately,
swing, and he resists that with his prowess or coordination, which in his case are the same.
Yeah, unfortunately, only
you get your hands on you, but you can't get the move kind of locked on where he's kind of
it's gonna be a bit of a slugfest.
Yep, he ain't no wimp, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to get that one ability to work at least once, but he's gonna have to resort to punching people here, hitting him with his shtick. Architect, you're up.
I want to transmute this guy's armor to a solid piece of lead. No joints. It's just basically encasing him in, non-movable lead.
Okay, that'd be a coordination attack to hit him. Or excuse me, prowess to hit him. Because you're all in close combat.
Nice. Nice, sir.
All right. And now, what is the power rank of your transmutation?
7.
All right, let me see here. I was just looking at transmutation. So yeah, the mass is definitely not an issue. To touch a moving or held object as an extra, you can transmute a target. Let's see. Yeah, make a coordination change for moving. So yeah, he's trying to get out of the way. So yeah, you touch the armor and the entire suit of armor just becomes this dull, gray, unpolished. All the detail and stuff is still there.
Do you an air hole?
Well, I mean, if he already had an air hole, I guess. If he had a mechanical system that was pumping in air, then no, he's kind of screwed.
Wolfwitch, you're up.
I'm going to throw another very, very angry magical blast into the headsman's face.
Okay.
You do not make this old lady angry.
Does Umadon say that?
I should.
I mean, the lady does keep talking about how old she is, so clearly it's not a sensitive matter with her.
Although I don't know that he would actually consider her. Technically, he would be could be older than she is.
Yeah, 2 centuries isn't that much in the cosmic scale, says the 15-year-old.
Your magical blast comes in. He catches it on the head of the scythe and kind of deflects it to the side.
Ooh.
And it winds up
Dang.
hitting the building over here and blowing a chunk out of the exterior. You know, they're kind of like stone facing. It doesn't penetrate into the building. But... Well, actually, at a rank 7... No, I take that back. It punches a decent little hole in the building. Nothing that destabilizes the building or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it is the Sword Saint's turn. This one here... He's going to take a double attack on Slapshot. As he has no idea what that aura does.
Fun.
There's his first attack.
There's my first defense.
Alright, you get out of the way. There's his second attack.
There's my second defense. Woo!
So yeah, you just kind of dipping, ducking, dodging. The Sword Saint over here. You had the alchemist had touched him. His suit had clearly transmuted into lead. And then you see the suit start to move. But his arms kind of, as he moves, it's like his arms are tearing out of it. And you realize whatever this suit was made of, it's not that thick. So when the suit was transmuted to lead, it's a little thicker than, it's thicker than foil or something, but it's still thin enough that he's tearing through it.
That's gotta be uncomfortable.
Well, especially now since he's standing there with chunks of it missing, you can tell he's clearly wearing boxers inside.
Tell me you were underclothes.
You know, the helmet is still there in more or less one piece, but isn't really attached anymore. And as he turns and runs for the building over this way, more and more pieces of it are kind of like tearing and flaking off.
Mm.
You know, clearly none of the tech is working. It's like he's just wearing this thin lead suit. You know, the boots and stuff are still enough that's obviously slowing him down some. But, he has decided to take the better part of valor and just get out of there. Slapshot.
Ew. I will attempt to throw a strike on Headhunter face. Man, I cannot remember his name.
The Headsman?
Thank you, Headsman. And great, it's super low.
Alright, so that's a 6. And this is a prowess?
Yes. Yeah.
Once again, he ducks out of the way.
We haven't even scratched this guy yet, have we?
Somebody scratched him. I think maybe Wolf Witch caught him with the first blast she sent or something.
Yep.
He does not appear particularly damaged, though. Yeah, because she almost knocked him. Almost knocked him back. All right. Slapshot, give yourself a determination point as he taps one of his qualities. He will do what must be done without guilt or remorse. So that's going to give him a +2 on this coordination check. Alright, yeah, coordination roll. Ah, thank goodness. It worked. Alright, let me tell you what has happened. Again, it's that weird kind of dark energy that leaps out at you. The power he has used is nullification. If successful, and it was, he subtracts his nullification level from all of the target's power levels. A power reduced to 0 or less remains negated for level duration. Otherwise, powers recover at 1 level per page until back to normal.
Oh, okay.
So reduce all of your powers by 7.
Ooh.
Whoever designed
right,
this
then.
guy is a jerk.
I don't know. I kind of like him.
Yeah, it's a good challenge.
So if they're at 0, they stay at 0, right? That's what you said?
Let's see. A power reduced to 0 or less remains negated for level duration. So 7 rounds.
Yeah, gotcha.
Anything that isn't reduced all the way starts gaining a level a round.
Gotcha.
And remember, any stats that are 7 or above count as a power.
Okay.
Though I guess they would only be reduced down to 6 since that's normal human level at that point. I'm not sure how that would work. I might have to ask that on the Facebook group later. Anyway. So I believe all of your powers are 6 or so?
Yep.
Your friend isn't even speaking to you at the moment. You just kind of hear an, crap, and it's like it just cuts off. You are now standing there with a hockey stick.
So
At least I guess it would still be a hockey stick. Yeah. It's not really a stat of that power, so yeah, it's a hockey stick. You know, you see your aura dim. Yeah, you can't hear your buddy no more. Yeah, you're aware. You're basically aware of what has just happened.
Hmm.
All right. That is his go. Imudon. You saw this energy envelop him, and then you saw that aura that Slap tried to put around himself go away.
Does it take? I mean, because I didn't say I had popped out my wings or anything like that. Does that take a round? Or
Do you pop your wings via shape-shifting? Or is it just your flight power, and when you use your flight power, your wings appear?
well, I always kind of figured he could actually fly without the wings, so I guess that would be shape-shifting. That's why.
If what you're doing is purely for cosmetic purposes, then you can just pop them and go.
It doesn't really matter for gameplay.
Yeah. For cosmetic purposes, yeah, you pop your wings as you want to and do whatever.
He was just trying to look impressive, you know.
Yeah.
Go all fiery angel. Yeah.
Suddenly, the headsman looks at you with a lot more interest.
It's like, mortal, this ends now, and I will. Let's see, I don't have a. No, none of my qualities come into play here. So I will do another swing with my Mace of. Right now he's calling it Mace of Fiery Doom.
Alright.
Bow to my Mace of Fiery Doom as I miss.
As you miss.
Totally.
And the headsman responds to what you were saying. You say mortal as though it were an insult, as though you and yours had the right to rule over us. Man will be his own god. Everlass, you're up.
All right. I haven't tried just hitting him yet, so I think I'm going to do that. I'd like also to also spend a determination point invoking my warrior reborn aspect quality. Just trying to think of how Zansi would rise to the occasion, and we'll see if it does any good.
All right. Now, you had said the last time that you were trying to get behind him, so I'm going to move your miniature over here.
That's right. Yeah.
It'll only matter if you slam him what direction he goes at all.
Right. But I'm going to go for. Yeah. I'll try to do it. I'll spend the determination point to increase the roll. So
okay.
Let me just do this. Take this manually. Roll 1d6 plus, and normally it's prowess plus martial arts. So normally it's +7, but with the martial arts ability, with the determination, it should be +9. Getting that correctly. Okay.
All right, so that is a massive success. So how much damage do you do with a punch?
My strength is 8.
Oh yeah, you're good and strong. All right, then give me a strength roll versus his strength to see if you slam him or not.
I think I'm going to spend a would I be able to? Okay, here's the thing. What if I were to spend? Could I invoke the Anubis wants his betrothed back just to represent Everlass's general aversion to capture, to being held down by against her will in captivity? Would that be a suitable thing, or should I tag Warrior Reborn again on this?
Yeah, go ahead and tag the Anubis thing.
Yeah. In fact, could I tag both of them and spend 2 determination points, because this is kind of a desperate situation we've got here.
Yeah. If you've got the points to do so, go ahead.
I do. So I'm adding +4 to my strength total.
Okay.
All right. So roll 1d6 +8 +4, so +12. Because I really want to. I'm hoping to really knock him out and give us enough time to perhaps port away and I don't know. Hopefully in a way that he won't be able to. Well, let's just see what happens. Oh, I forgot the slash. There it is. Oof.
Oh, and he rolled a 1. So that is a massive success on a slam. Let's see, slamming, massive success. Alright, okay, major or massive doesn't make a difference on slamming. Sends the target flying out to the next range, typically from close to extended. The target must spin the next panel getting up and can perform no other actions if there is an obstacle along the way and the attacker's damage is greater than the obstacle's material strength, or material level rather. The target is knocked through it, otherwise the target hits the obstacle and stops. So, what is... Let me look at the ranges right quick to see just how far that actually translates into him flying. Well, let's hit the index and see where range is. Alright, extended distance is out of range of close attacks, but still within range for firearms and similar ranged attacks. So since you're knocking him this way, basically a straight line from you. Yeah. He will go till he hits the corner of this building here. Or the kind of the corner of the walkways, railing in the building. He just kind of slams in right there. He comes to a halt.
Mm-hmm. And if I may, I'd also like to shout out Wolfwitch can get us out of here.
Alright. Architect, you're up. You've just seen Everlass slam the Headsman across this bridge. And then yell for Wolfwitch to get us out of here.
I thought it was said Wolfwitch.
He's talking to you.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Oh, you just saw Everlass, pop the Headsman, send him flying across the bridge, across the way, and crash into the building. And then she screamed for Wolfwitch to get us out of here. But now it is your turn.
How much of that walkway can I dissolve? Can I get it from where I'm standing all the way to the Headsman?
You have basically gotten kind of this section here already gone. This is already open air.
Okay.
Now, there's some of the metal supports are still under there, but you had transmuted basically the cement that made it up, and it got falling through. So if you have to touch the object you're changing, yeah, you'd have to jump over here.
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
Oh, come on. You jump there, you transmute it out from under you as you're both falling, you just put your hand out ahead of you so the first thing you touch turns into marshmallow or something to be fine. But you still have one more sword
Have I
sink.
seen how his powers work? He's just super strong.
So far, all you've seen him do is let this black energy, this kind of dark shadow energy out of his staff. And when it finally hit Slapshot,
Typical Huntsmaster Headman.
Yeah. When it finally hit him, you saw the aura he had popped, which you'd seen him pop in the previous fight too, I think. Against the Reliquary. It's like it turned that off.
Okay. Then I'm going to transmute a wall between us.
Oh.
Alright.
That'll give Wolfwitch a chance to work her stuff.
Okay. Hit the little drawing tool, the little paintbrush drawing tool there, and just on the map, draw me about where you're putting the wall. And then we go to Wolfwitch.
That's a very nice wall here.
Out of it.
Excellent. All right, Wolfwitch, what are you doing? Your young compatriot has made a request, but that does not mean you're required to follow it.
I'm trying not to be as murderous as I have been. I'm trying not to be as murderous as I have been. I'm not.
Oh, suck it up and just draw the fucking thing.
Language, there's children present.
Wolfwitch sketches the teleportation circle on the ground and tries to juice it up.
Give me a magic roll. Because you're having to switch over to the teleportation thing again.
Yeah.
So that will take you around. Alright, you definitely pulled the spell off without any issue. And so next round it'll be ready to go. You can activate it on your turn next round. The Sword Saint. Let's see. These guys aren't particularly afraid of death.
Not when Godhood awaits them.
Gonna take a slash at Everlass, because whether they need her alive or not, she is a major threat right now. And she just demonstrated that she's probably super tough. So take one swing at her and one swing at Slapshot.
Oh no.
So the first one is at Everlass. Need to avoid a 9.
Coming up. All right.
And you do so. And then at Slapshot. Oh, you got so lucky.
I think I avoided.
Yes. Luckily, your initiation to the 5Ds of Dodgeball do not involve any of your powers. So you're able to dip, duck, dive, dodge. Or dive. Dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge without any trouble. And, you could still hit him with a stick, but it would just be your strength, and a stick. Oh, and it's your turn, so what do you want to do?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna wrestle him to the floor.
You dive on the armor-suited guy, huh?
I'm going to wrestle him to the floor.
You got wrestling?
Yes.
Give me a prowess roll plus your wrestling. And that is... He gets to
Oh, I'm
use
sorry.
his-
Sorry. Does athletics count as wrestling, or is wrestling a specific?
Wrestling is its own specific something.
Oh, scratch that then. I'm just gonna punch him.
Alright. So it is a punch. Tie goes to the defender. Your knuckles glance off, or the stick if you're actually swinging it. Glances off the armor, but it doesn't do any damage. And then it is the headsman's turn. Oh, that's right. He's got to spend his turn standing up. So he effectively loses a turn. I was totally going to have him Kool-Aid Man through that wall, too.
Oh, yeah.
It would have been his action. So I guess he would have lost his action either way. But... Emudan.
I will take a swing at the sword guy, the sword saint.
Okay.
Maybe I'll actually get a decent roll this time.
So you jump over at him with that mace coming down. He throws his swords up trying to block. And how does that work out for the two of you?
I don't know. Roll20 hates me today. I can't get anything higher than a 2.
Okay, it has not popped up on mine yet. Okay, I've got an 8. I don't see where you rolled yet.
I got an 8 also, a 2 plus 6.
That's weird. It's not
It showed
showing
up on mine.
I don't see it either.
That is really strange.
I have seen it happen a time or two before. It may be a connection thing.
You're gonna have to take a screen cap and show it to us.
I think we'll just take his word on it.
I have to show you that I failed. Thanks.
We don't believe you otherwise.
Thanks for rubbing salt in that wound.
Oh, like I've landed a hit this combat.
There's a lot of skilled combatants. Everybody's getting out of the way. So yeah, your mace comes down. He just manages to slide catch the mace on the blade to kind of slide it to the side. So it winds up hitting the floor and kind of shattering part of the concrete that makes up the floor.
At least I broke something.
You can tell that the suits are obviously giving them some augmented strength. Not a massive amount. You know, they're not juggling cars or anything. But you know, a normal human couldn't have done that. Probably. Maybe you're not even really sure what a normal human is. So you know, as far as in a scope of what they can do. Everlass. Everlass, your go.
All right. I think to try to avoid this Saint getting in our teleportation escape, I'm going to just try to strike him. Hopefully knock him far enough where he won't be able to get
right.
jump in at the last second.
That will be a coordination. Or a prowess, rather. Prowess.
All right. I generated an 11.
Alright, that's a major success, so that's 8 points of damage to him.
Sweet.
Which has got him fairly messed up. And he has to make a strength roll versus your strength roll to avoid being, you know, tossed.
Yeah, so generating a strength.
So he goes arcing over this way until he slams into the railing and kind of slumps down. And he's moving, so he's clearly not unconscious, but it's also just as clear that he's a little stunned there.
Cool. And then I guess I'll just head towards the circle and hopefully we'll get away in time.
Alright, then it's the architect's go.
Sorry.
No problem.
Whereabouts does the Wolf Witch have her circle drawn?
Immediately in front of me.
I don't know which icon's yours.
This one right here.
Oh. Okay. Then I'm going to transmute another wall,
Okay.
just in case.
Alright, just draw it wherever you want it.
I'm legitimately impressed that you just didn't decide to dissolve the bridge those two guys were on.
Well, she only do so many objects at a time. Or so much mass at a time.
It's a lot of mass. Isn't it like worth a tank or something?
Yeah,
Ridiculous. I mean, I could
yeah.
do it.
she could take down the building if she wanted to, I think. You know, if you got
Well, technically you're supposed to do entire objects as opposed to just sections of them. But, you know, in modern buildings, you got a lot of individual pieces and stuff. Alright, then it is Wolf Witch's go. You've got the spell going. Your little portal goes, boo.
All right, everybody get through. Come on, let's go. Mind the rise.
Does anyone hesitate to go through?
No.
Slapshot will reluctantly go through.
If everyone else is taken off, I'll go too.
Wolf Witch steps through. Slapshot steps through. About that time, the Headsman comes Kool-Aid Manning through that wall.
Oh, yeah.
Looking around to see what's going on. That was his action. You know, he's looking to get his bearings now because he couldn't see what was going on the other side.
Am I still over there? Have I gone through the portal?
No, it'd basically come around to your next initiative. So yeah, you're standing there real close to him as he bursts through.
Can I transmute the floor?
Transmute the what now?
Floor.
I still couldn't hear you. There was some noise in the background.
The floor. Can I transmute the...
Oh yeah, you can absolutely try that. So give me a coordination roll. Less to see if you can transmute it and more to see if he actually falls from it.
All of our sheets closed themselves somehow.
Alright, 6 is what you need to beat because he rolled another 1.
Oh, come on!
What?
everybody rolled a 1.
Oh.
So now it's this section that's gone, but he made his roll. So he manages to kind of hop forward, onto the very edge of what's still there and stable. And then if you want to, you can use your movement to run through the portal. Unless you just want to stay there and duke it out.
Yeah, I'm going to go through the portal.
Alright. Let's see. So, yeah, then Imadon goes through. Or the Architect would actually have gone through last. So Imadon would have gone through, Everlass would have gone through, and then the Architect would have done her stuff. So the Architect is the last one through. Wolf Witch, where is this portal taking all of you?
To the my bookshop space.
Okay.
Fine.
Thus allowing them to follow you through.
I'd like to think that I built my portal a little bit better than he did.
Yes.
It made my ass.
You suspect that you're a little more skilled than him in whatever he was doing. His circle was functional, but a little sloppy. He might have even had some magical, auto-drawing chalk or something, you're not sure.
He used a stencil to trace.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Alright, so you arrive in the basement, kind of... And as soon as the Architect comes through... you, drop the, Oh, crap. I just realized on my layout I named you the Alchemist instead of the Architect.
Yeah.
I'll have to fix that for next time. It's too late now. But... Anyway, as soon as the Architect comes through, you drop the portal.
Phew.
The rest of you, of course, had seen this place before. Everlass, you're looking around, you're in the basement of some kind of... Smells like an old store. Are you said in the basement, Zach, is it in the vault area itself?
Yes.
Okay. You see all these, obviously, artifacts in this, in this room, large metal doors. You're clearly in a vault. From back behind all of you, you hear a kind of measured, educated-sounding voice. Well, that was unexpected.
Who was
And
that?
I closed the portal.
Oh, no, you'd already closed the portal. Then you hear the voice kind of off to one side in your vault.
Okay.
Who's
Now
saying
I'm
that?
mad. He is in wolf
Excuse me.
form
Does
right
anyone
now.
speak Ancient Egyptian?
I probably could with the final determination.
Albert, I can burn a determination point if...
It's not
my
that
power.
important. You hear somebody mumble something in a language you don't understand. Everlass probably recognizes it as Ancient Egyptian, and our two quasi-immortals might recognize it as Ancient Egyptian.
Probably bits and pieces.
Yeah, I might recognize it, but I didn't spend points on anything that would...
When you turn around and look, Wolf Witch, your employee Scythe is standing there, leafing through one of the forbidden texts that you keep hidden in this room.
Seth?
His eyes are glowing gold, and that's where we'll close.
Don't you do employee screenings?
I clearly don't.
He's a college freshman. He worked for a McDonald's cheeseburger.
I could have background checked him, but he worked so cheap. Alright, so we're going to wrap up here. Hope everybody enjoyed it. I had fun running.
That was a good fight. That was a good
cool.
challenge.
My compliments to whoever designed the Headsman. He's a nice, tough villain. But we'll be back here in 2 weeks to do this again. And I don't know who will be playing then. But We'll discuss that once we're off stream. So any of y'all coming by and watching later, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll tune in next time. Like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. And we're out.
All right.